What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Same Difference podcast.
Is this thing on?
Hello.
Hello there. Happy Monday.
Friends, what's going on?
Oh, man. It has been there's been a lot of change since I spoke to you last Monday. But we're here. It's another week. I've survived. I'm blessed. And
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
I mean, girl, if there was a time where I really needed to hear, like, where I needed to be affirmed and I needed to hear these affirmations, it's right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, on top of all of the craziness that's just been happening, like in the news, the things we're gonna get into, my professional life and everything that's going on at my job is in the news and shit. So
It's in the news?
When shit hit the fan, it was an article that was texted to me at 7:30 in the morning on Thursday morning. That's how everything first happened. So here we go, y'all.
Man, send it to me. I want to read it.
So I work for a place that has a division that has, let's say, 75 people. On Thursday, 3 of the head people for this division decided to leave and join another company, and they took 60 people with them. So let's just say each person took 20 people with them, leaving our organization with 15 people. This includes Chicago, Philly, and New York. The whole New York operation, everybody that worked in the office in New York is not there anymore. So our company has to like rebuild and figure out how to get the bodies back into the room and fill these roles. And we lost half of our team here in Chicago. Luckily for us, we have the last men standing are like some power players. Like we're fully operational with the people that we have. So shout out to me. No, I'm just playing. But I mean, I'm one of the 3 people, like, without me or without the other guy and without our support staff, like our head lady, we would be screwed. So just imagine going to bed knowing, you got a job, you work for a company, it's global, it's 10,000 employees. You're not, I'm not thinking shit is afoot. Okay.
Yeah.
I go and lay down and I wake up and, since pandemic now, I don't be getting up early. Okay. I'm up at 8 o'clock, and then I'm logged on at 8:30, 8:45, 9. Like my mornings when I log on starts fairly late. 7:30, my phone. And like this is one of those mornings where I just happen to just be up, like when I open.
You are funny.
I sat up in that bed.
This was the article that was texted to you.
Yes. And then, because I got, when you you got to find your people when you work somewhere, and you got to like, okay, who cool, who ain't, who black, who ain't, you got to find those people. And so I have a handful of people in New York who I could like get the tea from. And so her and I have been communicating and more or less keeping each other in the loop. And she was the one that told me straight up, like, it's bad. All these people are leaving. And then it was just a domino effect. I mean, Thursday, it started with 3 people leaving. By the end of Thursday, it was 13 people. By the end of Friday, it was like 50 people. So
y'all don't have an Atlanta office?
The one guy that services Atlanta, he left. When I say they cleaned house and took everybody that operates in New York with a handful of people in Chicago, they did that. And so I've been feeling a lot of feelings. Like, this week has been insane. Like, when we talked last Monday, I was looking forward to a smooth week. I've been doing some traveling, you know. It's a chill week. I'm back home. Whatever. I'm ready to like get back locked in. It's the second quarter, you know. I have one of those jobs where you think about how your year looks by quarter. So, whatever, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, business as usual. And Thursday, you mean to tell me we ain't got no staff? You mean all of the staff in New York City just left and went to another company? They was updating their LinkedIn profiles and shit, girl. I felt like I was
Girl,
in a
are you serious?
and they was all congratulating each other. Congratulations. Excuse me. Congratulations. So and
You'll
so's
bleep it
lucky
out.
to have you. Congratulations. You know, I'm so excited to start working with you. Like, y'all motherfuckers y'all was already working together. What I know for sure after this is that y'all was what used to call them secret white meetings. Y'all was having secret white meetings and y'all was talking about stuff, and y'all shit like that don't happen overnight. That's not something that happens in 30 days or
Y'all
even 60
been
days.
talking about this.
Yeah. The three head people that left, y'all were in talks. Y'all had to make sure the money was right. This is the money. We have to give these people an offer they can't refuse to move. And
Yeah.
I mean, literally wiped the entire New York part of our office out. And so a few
Cheap Ass
things.
Monday.
Sheet Mask Monday, and I need one bad. Um, I feel a number of things. Is my job stable? Is
Right.
y'all closing up shop?
Right.
This is a crushing blow. This is a
Yeah.
crushing blow publicly.
Mm.
Like, it being headline news, CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 200, Fortune 100 companies, like, we are a topic of conversation because of this, which makes me feel two things. We appreciate the visibility because I'm visible now. My black ass is visible because I'm one of the last men standing. You know, hey, if you didn't know who I was before, I'm Pascha. I'm out of Chicago, moved here 18 months ago. Really just trying to get my shit off the ground before you guys decided to just close up shop. Hey, I'm highly visible. The other thing I feel is like, damn, why the fuck y'all didn't ask me to leave? How come I can't go? I want to know how many of us got to go with y'all. I'm curious.
Well, it wasn't a whole lot of y'all to begin with, though, right?
There was not.
And I don't know. That's the grass ain't always greener now.
You're right. And that is a lesson. There's been a series of lessons that I've learned over the last 5 days. The number one lesson being the grass isn't always greener, because the job that I left was a good job. The people I worked with were great people. They would never do anything like this. They would never team up as a unit secretly, leave, and then leave everybody else in their jobs in jeopardy because, the heart and soul, or I don't even want to say heart and soul because that means you're beloved, but the nucleus, you know, the operation, the people that make shit go have left. And then you have somebody like me that's fallen through the cracks. And so it's like, well, damn, your old job, they wouldn't have did you like that. It wouldn't have been like that. But again, I love my job and I left in good standing, great people. That's, neither here nor there. But then the other thing is like, well, damn, this kind of inadvertently puts me and my reputation out there in the mix. Like, how come they didn't ask her to leave?
Right.
That, they could also not be thinking about my black ass, which I think is a lot of this. They ain't thinking about me, but also they ain't thinking about my black ass. Like, I mean, even when we were getting on the calls, the strategy calls to figure out what we're going to do now that people dropping like flies and shit, like, oh yeah, I remember meeting. Oh, wow, I forgot. These people are just now figuring out who the fuck I am 18 months later. So like I said, I'm highly visible to people that I probably wasn't visible to before. And that's a double-edged sword, because it's a good position to be in. This is, this is a pivotal moment in insurance history for. I'm gonna be a part of that. Shit.
We'll bleep it. We'll bleep it out. Don't worry, friend. I got you. I got
Um,
you.
but yeah, I also feel like people are probably looking like, how come they didn't bring her? What's wrong with her? And I don't like that. And I don't have to think negatively, but my mind is kind of going there too. My mind has gone everywhere. That's part of it. That's part of it. But that was a very long-winded and 10-minute thing about how my week is going, y'all. I've been in a fucking dumpster fire. That's what's going on. I've been
Well,
in
I'm
a
glad you made
I
it out
still
of there.
got a job though, and niggas still got a job. And so I'm thankful for that. And they have these things called retention packages, and I'm gonna get one. So,
Well, good. I'm glad you made it out alive.
yes, amen. Cause I was crying on Thursday. I got no job. What's going on? They didn't bring me. I was shook boots for a second there, but I'm back. I'm fine. My mom said, pull your big girl drawers up to your nipples, tits up. Everything is gonna be okay. And honestly, there's a price tag for my pain and suffering. So go ahead and ease my pain.
I did not have as eventful of a week. The week is actually a blur. Hold on, let me think back.
I was in bed all week. I ain't lying when I said I was in bed all weekend.
So, my week was frustrating because last week's episode 21, the video file for YouTube was corrupted somehow. The audio and the lip sync didn't match, so it would be like, I would be saying the cow is blue, and then you would see my mouth.
You would be looking like the Bruce Lee movies.
Yeah, we're not doing Tubi movies on YouTube. It's never giving that. It's never giving that. So we did upload the episode to YouTube, and it just was too bad. We took it down, y'all. It just did not look good. It just. But the audio is still viable. The audio is still on streaming platforms. So if you were wondering what happened to episode 21, we didn't skip a week. We're not skipping a week. We're gonna always have an episode. So go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you can stream podcasts. We are there. So go there and listen to episode 21. It's a good one, per usual.
It is. It is.
So yeah, that was pretty much my week. This weekend, I didn't do nothing, I don't think. Oh, Thursday, I went to this event in Atlanta. It's called Feels, ATL. It's like an R&B type of vibe. Okay. It was their 2-year anniversary. I went to that Thursday night. It was really dope.
Okay.
I'm an R&B girl, and I just loved the vibe and the experience and the ambiance. It was just setting the tone.
Okay, I bet you was looking cute.
Of course I was.
Hey!
My TikTok or my Instagram page, it was always Joy. I was cute per usual,
Mm-hmm.
The world was making it do what it do. Okay,
hey.
And then I had this video go viral on TikTok, just talking about.
I watched it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The video
Yo,
was
you
just
talking that shit, girl. Like, look at Joy talking that shit.
It was a lot of places that laid off last week. Best Buy, Amazon, Mark Zuckerberg, he laid off at Meta, Facebook. Who else laid off? ESPN laid off, Disney workers.
Yes, they did. CNN, Fox News.
Yeah, girl, we gonna get to Fox News because that just happened. CNN too. Yeah. But I was talking about that on TikTok, and then I was showing how all these places are laying off, and there was an ad posted on this Atlanta dispatch page on Instagram for 911 dispatchers, which in Atlanta, if you call 911, you are lucky if somebody answers the phone. They are so understaffed that you will likely have to leave a voicemail message. It's not all the time, but it's quite often. Like
Yeah.
particularly if there's a big event, like there's events in Atlanta every day, not just on the weekends, every day. But if there's a big event or like a holiday, like the next holiday coming up is Memorial Day weekend, you call 911, you're gonna have to leave a voicemail. And they will get back to
Pathetic.
you. And sometimes it may take them 20 minutes to call you back. You know, it's sad. But they had an ad on their Instagram page that they're hiring for 911 dispatchers, and they're paying like $41,000 and some odd dollars for
I
that.
saw that.
And I just was like, huh? Y'all don't really want people to work. That math makes no sense because in Atlanta, rent high, sky high. Okay,
And
even
it
if
is
you
here
lived in the
too.
hood in
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, if you lived in the hood, you're gonna pay at least $1,700 at minimum for a 1-bedroom apartment. So when I did the math, in order, when you go to an apartment, they say, "Oh, we want you to make 3 times the rent in order to qualify to move
Mm-hmm.
here." Well, 3 times the rent, if you pay $1,700 a month, you would need a yearly salary of $61,200. There's a $20,000 gap between what 911 is paying and what it would cost to actually live in this city. So and that's not even, you get a salary of 41,000, you don't even bring 41,000 home.
No.
So it's like,
No.
how is it that y'all really expect for people to live? Like there's no way. It's laughable and it's offensive that that's what they're offering to people, but it's
It
not
is.
just Atlanta 911. It's companies all over, because I watched another video today, and it's some type of like self-proclaimed HR help agent who gives advice on how to interview and that sort of thing.
Mm.
And she's like, yeah, you get, this is not a candidate market. This is an employer market, meaning employers have their pick of the litter because so many people are applying to the same positions because so many people are out of work or need a better paying job. So she was like, you should be applying to 10 to 15 jobs per week. Now, this is people who should be applying, like people should be putting in 10 to 15 applications per week, and they have full-time jobs. A lot of them have children.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where they would find the time, but when I went to the comments was saying per week. I'm putting in that per day, and I'm still not getting calls back. The economy is crashing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It is literally falling apart at the seams.
Yep.
And so I think part of the reason that my video went viral is because it resonated with so many people. And so many people were in the comments saying, I just lost my job. I just got laid off. I got a second job, but I don't have time to even think or eat, or like, I have no peace and I'm always on go. And it's like, this ain't no way to live, bruh. This is not it.
It's not.
Something has to give. The straw is breaking the damn camel's back. So we've talked about on here the recession and rent and, cost of food and all of that stuff. And I think that, as time has continued to elapse, we see that, as usual, the Same Difference podcast is right on target with topics. We're hitting the mark. Why everybody's talking about, again, popping that pussy, and, if you want your ass ate and you want your toes sucked and all of that, we're talking about things that actually matter. Speaking of layoffs, our brother Don Lemon, has been given the boot from CNN. I really got obsessed with CNN during the pandemic. I actually had to stop watching CNN for my own mental, for my own
girl.
peace.
24 hours. That shit was on my TV 24 hours.
The time. All the time. I had it on literally morning, noon, and night.
Yes, ma'am. Same.
And my favorite part of CNN is no longer. It was Chris Cuomo and it was Don Lemon, and they both out. So
I love the both of them too.
Yeah, it's not just having an anchor in a chair for their news segment. It's their perspective and their commentary that they offer that people really enjoy. Who's at CNN now? I don't even watch it anymore, honestly. So I don't know who's there or what they're saying.
Wolf Blitzer.
Is there any black people there?
Abby Phillip.
I'm not familiar
but
with
she's
her.
Like a political correspondent.
Okay.
No, I mean, honestly, I have not been tuned into like regular cable TV like CNN. I'm just kind of now getting back into watching Good Morning America and starting my day watching Good Morning America, but I don't know. Like, I don't know the anchors by name. Like, I'd have to actually think, but I recognize the faces, and there are some still there. There are some veterans there. Like Jake Tapper, the lead with Jake Tapper, he's still there. Wolf Blitzer, the Situation
I
Room,
remember
he's
Jake
there.
Tapper. Okay, yeah, and I know Wolf Blitzer, the older guy,
White
salt and
hair,
pepper
look like a wolf.
glasses. He
Mm-hmm.
do.
Yeah. And then there's a woman, I can't remember her name. She's got brown hair, but she's got a prime slot, maybe like 4 or 5 p.m.
Is that the younger girl?
She's a younger woman.
I think I remember her too.
So they've got, I mean, the CNN team over there is still strong. It's just unfortunate that 2 of their strongest are not there anymore.
I don't
That
remember
being
how
Chris
long Chris
Cuomo and
Kuma was
Don
there, but
Lemon.
they say I don't remember how long Chris Kuma was there, but Don had been there for 17 years.
17
and
years.
this again, once again, it's like these jobs don't give up. Y'all know I'm really trying to bite my tongue, so bear with me. These jobs don't give a flying you know what about nobody.
They don't give a shit.
Okay? And this is exactly why employers, HR people, if you're listening to the podcast, this is exactly why y'all can't get no employees that give a flying you know what. Because y'all will literally drop a person at the drop of a dime and don't care about anything. So why is it that y'all expect for people to, first of all, come to work? Y'all make a big deal about people being able to work from home. You expect them to come to work. You want them to come there, work for fucking work for pennies.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to go above and beyond. Nah, people coming to the job, how they show up is however they show up. Whatever they do is likely the bare minimum, if that. And this is why. Y'all not even paying people to care enough.
I mean, I just don't understand how a company like mine can lose 50 of their staff.
That's unheard of.
I mean, and this is not like we just closed up the division and y'all are asked out and you're on your own. We're leaving and we're all going to the same place. Bye. Like, what did the check look like over there?
That's a good question. But to see stuff like that is kind of baffling to me, because I'm thinking, for a company to take on that many employees at one time, y'all really got that much business for all these employees?
All the employees took their business with them.
Okay, I still feel like that's risky though.
It is.
That's risky. I hope it works. Hope it works out for them, but I would kind of be a little leery about, the few of y'all that's left. Y'all actually might have got the longer end of the stick, to be honest. So
yeah. Yep. So even though I was crying and bitch pissing and moaning, I am still gainfully employed.
Okay. Well, good for you, friend.
And the way that these people are paying the 911 dispatch wanting to give that 40. Yeah, no.
It's laughable, but the joke's not funny.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially when I know what kind of shit is going on where I'm at.
Speaking of somebody else who got the boot, we talked about this about 2 episodes ago. Jonathan Majors. He getting dropped by everybody.
Big boot. He's getting stomped out.
Yeah.
His career's over. It's over for him.
I saw somebody tweet that was crazy and was actually a little bit like unsettling, is that Jonathan Majors, his agent, I don't know, but he was positioning himself as this strong Black man who was sensitive and
yes, he was,
caring and just really like a gentle giant. And the whole time, you a hellion. You put your hands on everybody,
right? Beating on women.
And this is again, I don't know what all of the I don't know what all of the women look like, but I know that this particular man has an affinity for a different type of women that ain't like this, and too many of them get the crying wolf, and it's kind of over with for you.
Not too many of them get to cry. I mean,
these black men gotta learn. And I'm not saying that if he was doing wrong, he was doing wrong,
right?
But I don't know why y'all continue to have this affinity for people who will have it out for you. They will
remind you with the quickness that you are actually Black. Let me remind you that you are a Negro. They always want to. They always fuck around and find out, and the finding out is, oh, let me remind you that you are a Negro.
Well, he has definitely found out.
Yeah, it's over.
He's been dropped from partnerships, deals. His agent dropped him. A movie I think he's no longer going to be doing. Like
it's a wrap.
I don't know. I don't know if you can call this blackball because he's in the wrong. I don't know what you would call this, but it's not looking like he's going to have a successful career going forward.
It's over. His career's over.
Yeah.
His career's over. He's going to be on Tubi. He's going to be doing Tubi movies. But,
I hope his audio and lip sync match up.
Or he might there might be a community that is rallying around him and supporting him because they know that the ship is sinking. I mean,
I can't think of anyone who would touch him, at least not right now. Maybe in a couple years, maybe trying to give him another chance, depending on how. I mean, people really aren't going to touch him right now because they're going to see like all these women who are coming forward and making these claims, and he's now going to have to go to court and answer to those things. Yeah, we'll see if this man is even out to be an actor. He might be locked up.
That too. I wonder how many people have shared their story and if it's going to be made public. I mean, I don't believe in kicking a man while you're down, but yeah, what the fuck was it? What was you doing for real?
And I mean, I hate to say it this way, but I just feel like there's this it's like people find joy in being oppressed. Like Black people being oppressed isn't enough. They want to feel like they are oppressed too. And all these white women getting together talking about, I went through this and he did this to me. It's like they love shit like that. They're gonna milk this shit.
Well, and him being like the hottest thing out right now, it's it's clickbaity. It's going to dominate headlines. People are going to go, it's generating a lot of media traffic, internet traffic. It's really unfortunate, I don't really, I think.
I mean, just for comparison's sake, though, there are plenty of white actors in Hollywood who have a long history of being abusive people, and they're still getting booked. They're still doing movies. They're still working, but we know that we don't get the benefit of it. We don't get that type of treatment. In addition to, he didn't even have enough stake in the game. He didn't even have enough longevity to even throw his weight around a little bit and still be getting booked. You literally just got your toe wet. So,
yeah, all the hard work that he put in up until this point, which I would call a breakout year between the summer of last year and, in the last 12 months. This is a breakout year for him. He did The Harder They Fall. He did Lovecraft Country. He's in Creed, and then he was set to play Dennis Rodman in the American Crime Story. That because the Ryan Murphy is telling the story of the billionaire basketball team owner who got caught saying all that racist shit. He owned the Clippers. You remember that? He was he's a billionaire. He owns the team. I can't remember his name, but I don't know what 6-7 years ago there were some recordings that came out, and he was saying like racist shit. And so basically the team and all the players like Chris Paul and all them like had a meeting, and I believe at this time Paul was like the president of the NBA association or some shit like that. He called a meeting like, we're not about to be playing basketball and making money for this man, and he over here basically calling us niggas on tape and shit. Like, yeah, it was a whole thing. So they're gonna do a mini series about it. And Jonathan Majors was gonna be playing Dennis Rodman. He was gonna be playing the character. Now I don't know how he fits in with this story, but there were a lot of things that he had on the horizon that are just, it's a wrap. But I think men who get aggressive with women or who hurt women, that is just a very unbecoming trait in a man.
Absolutely.
And I'm wondering if that's one of the reasons that he always dated, these, because
Mm.
these could smell the bullshit a mile away and wasn't
Mm-hmm.
going for it.
And
And
to a certain degree, we ain't putting up with that nonsense.
yeah, like I'm gonna guess that there's a personality deficit there on his end that the black girls weren't getting with.
What's
Mm-hmm.
the word that the people use? They come across a little bit more palatable.
Who, white women?
Mm-hmm.
Or what, docile?
Yeah, there you go.
Submissive and docile.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, but like for me, it's just kind of like, if I would have took your phone, was you gonna manhandle me too? Was it gonna be the same treatment, or like I don't know.
Or
But
would you have even been bold enough to even be on your phone with another person while I'm sitting right beside you in the back of a car?
that part.
Because you already know the type of energy I'm gonna give you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
who knows? I tell you another show, another a show that is on the horizon. Was not on the horizon, but it just really has captivated me.
Mm-hmm.
And I told y'all we was going to talk about it this week, and that was Beef.
Yes.
That show was just, I mean, every episode. You know how sometimes you watch a show and it gets slow here and there. It was just great the whole way through, and it just had
Mm-hmm.
so many twists and turns. And I don't know any of those actors or actresses' names. I
Okay.
guess it's a mostly Asian cast, so I don't know if this was just like an Asian film or series that Netflix picked up, but whoever
Mm-mm.
chose it was great.
No, the girl, the main character, her name is Ali Wong. She's a comedian. And
Mm.
she's got a lot of specials on Netflix. And then the other guy, Steven Yeun, the opposite, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what show he was on.
The crazy one or the husband?
The crazy one.
Oh, okay.
I want to say like The Walking Dead or something like that, but don't give me the lion.
Mm.
But it is executive produced by Ali Wong and someone else, and yeah, it's just kind of like a passion project that they.
It was very realistic, from like her
Mm-hmm.
telling her husband, like how she described trying to tell her husband that she was depressed, and she's like, it feels like the ground, but right here.
Uh-huh.
And then how she was like in the beginning, like from the very start, how she had gotten to the house, she pulled into the garage, and he was like, what's wrong? And she was trying to explain like how work was crazy, and this person wanted this and this person wanted that, and he is like he heard her, but he didn't hear her.
Mm-hmm.
Like she
Mm-hmm.
never really felt like anybody understood. And then as a woman, being the sole breadwinner, and her husband not really understanding the stress and the hard work that it took to
Mm-hmm.
attain the lifestyle and make the money that she was making for them to live where they lived and the way that they lived. And then the opposite, the guy that she was beefing with, his plight, how he had to, they had this family business,
Yep.
and the cousin came in and did some fraud stuff. The business went under, and he was trying to start his own business. And like when he went to them people house and he was trying to do little odd jobs to make money, and he had installed that Ring camera, and they didn't know that he could hear them talking about him, like, oh my god, he's so annoying.
Oh yes, yes, yeah.
But yeah, it was a great series. If y'all haven't watched Beef, go watch Beef on Netflix. It is a worthwhile watch.
Yes, it is. I would agree. Look at you
Mhm.
watching stuff.
Girl, I just got a lot of time on my hands these days.
I
So
love this. We can talk
I
about
try to like
TV.
relax and unwind. I tell you what I didn't do though. I didn't watch Love is Blind.
Aw, womp,
No,
womp,
for
womp.
mm-mm.
Boo. Well, I can tell you, I couldn't really watch anything. I tried. Like, I was just losing my mind this
Yeah,
weekend.
you had a lot going on this weekend. Mentally, just
Uh,
so many what ifs and
I was trying to zone out. But one thing that did captivate my attention was this angry passenger that has gone viral for literally having a meltdown because there was a baby on the plane who also was having a
oh,
meltdown.
yeah, girl, yes. Let's talk about this.
Okay, What do you think?
Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen the clip, there was a flight and there was a baby on the flight who was screaming, crying for a considerable length of time, and one of the passengers started going off. And when I say going off, I mean yelling, fussing, cussing. The baby kid gotta be quiet, and the baby been crying, and they not even trying to do nothing for the baby. And the flight attendants came over and was like, "Sir, lower your voice, you're yelling." He was like, I can't even get it out.
Who was the baby? I mean, he was fed up.
He was tired, girl. He was tired. It was so funny because the guy that was recording it, he was laughing the whole time too.
Cutting up. I'm like, that's me, because I'm over here like.
It's me laughing at the situation, but it's also me understanding. Mm-hmm. And we gotta look at this from a couple of different angles.
Yeah, let's look at all the angles, because
okay,
I felt everyone in the every all the players involved. I felt everyone. Mm-hmm. I felt everyone.
Okay, so the first player is the person that's recording, because I want y'all to cut all this nonsense out so we can get the wheels off the ground and get to where we supposed to be going.
Let me record this, because these motherfuckers ain't gonna believe this story.
Okay. I really want y'all to shut the fuck up, but also I'm definitely recording this.
Like,
okay. The other player is, I completely understand this man's. Well, let me do the baby first. I'm not a parent.
I'm not either.
And I understand that, kids aren't able to be regulated all the
Babies
time.
Cry.
They don't understand what's going on. They may be not able to speak, so they can't voice their concern or their frustration or their fear, with their parent or their guardian. And so they cry. Parents understand, though, a lot of times, and some of this might be gentle parenting, but some of it is just, y'all do not discipline these kids. Y'all do not train these kids. Y'all do not prep these kids. Talk to these kids. Prepare kids for a flight. Y'all don't do none of that. Nope. And because y'all are so used to your child hollering and crying and falling out on the floor and carrying on, y'all are able to tune that shit out.
Yep.
You literally able to tune that shit out, and it doesn't bother you because you just think, okay, well, they'll cry themselves to sleep or they'll eventually stop. But that is not everybody else's problem. I like being on a flight and getting a quick cat nap in. I don't want to hear your babies crying and screaming the whole time. I don't want to have nobody's babies pressing their foot on the back of my seat the whole time. That is annoying as hell. I'm so sorry that you think that people just have to deal because it's a baby. But no, actually, some of this is y'all's fault.
It's okay for your children to be well behaved.
Right. It's okay to discipline them. It's okay to talk sternly to them. Pop them legs if you got to do that too. Okay. But this whole thing about, well, it's a baby, so we have to be understanding, and you don't know what you don't know what the man went through. Okay, let's bring in the third player, because this man literally could have been on the edge of a breakdown himself. We always want to make these excuses about, for all these different scenarios to excuse bad behavior for things that we know nothing about. But what about the man? Like, how do you know that, having to listen to a child screaming and crying for minutes and, for time on end isn't doing something to him too?
40 minutes.
40 minutes? I feel you, sir. I'm glad you said it. It didn't have to be me.
I'm getting antsy at 15 minutes and kind of looking around and trying to make eye contact with the parent. What you gonna do about that screaming baby?
Because I don't want to hear that the whole flight.
Pull out a boob, bitch. Y'all don't be scared to breastfeed out in open public. Pull out a titty and tell little Jimmy to zip it.
No snacks. I mean, get a baby some Tylenol, make them drowsy if you got to. I don't know.
Right.
Something. But listening to a baby scream for 40 minutes and then
40.
dismissing it and saying that I gotta be okay with it because they're a baby. No, I don't. I actually don't. I don't want to hear that the whole time. I don't.
Oh, he was fed the fuck up.
And then I saw a lot of comments were like, "Oh well, babies are, the pressure in there, the pressure changing in all our ears, okay, chewing gum or not, okay, the pressure is changing in all of our ears. But it's just, I just think it's a poor excuse to dismiss the baby crying for 40 minutes and feeling as though everybody just has to be understanding because it's a baby. That's your baby. That ain't my baby. I don't have to be understanding.
Okay,
I'm not
question.
understanding.
What if it was your baby crying and that man was doing that?
Y'all, that wouldn't be my baby crying. And I know that's people like, you don't know. I do know.
She said that wouldn't be my baby crying.
I do know because I would be giving my baby a one dose of that Tylenol that makes them a little drowsy, and it's like, oh, you medicating the baby? Well, y'all medicate them for everybody else. Y'all giving the baby shots when they,
Yep.
like there's things that you can do.
Yes,
there's something that you can do.
She said that wouldn't have been my baby.
That wouldn't have been my baby. I'm sorry. It just would not have been my baby. It just wouldn't have. And then it's like, I don't even know, like when we say baby, I don't know exactly how old this child was, but we're not talking about infant baby.
Oh
we
no,
talking
I'm
about
gonna
baby,
like
baby
18
big
months.
Yeah, we talking about baby big enough that after that man got the hooping and hollering, that baby settled down.
Uh-huh.
So why did the man have to say something for your baby to settle down and you couldn't do it?
Mm-hmm. Because that baby was quiet. Once all of that, once some security guards, them airline stewardesses was getting up and addressing that man and trying to talk him off the damn ledge, it got very, very quiet.
And like he said, it's okay for the baby to be in distress or the baby to be bothered and be hollering and screaming, but I can't be in distress from hearing the baby.
I'm like, you're an adult, sir. You're an adult.
So what?
He was like, did that motherfucker pay extra to do all of this? He was going the fuck in.
I understood though. I understood, and I'm not saying how he handled it was right. I'm saying how he handled it, I understood.
Right, the reason behind his outbursts.
Like, oh, the baby can't self-regulate, the baby can't calm himself. Why do we expect that? You don't know what that man going through. You don't know what his mental state is. You have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
But you expecting him to be able to keep his composure after listening to a baby scream for 40 minutes straight? That's enough to drive anybody up a wall.
Anybody.
And then he said, as he was going off, he's like, we in this damn echo chamber. The whole video was hilarious. I was laughing the whole time.
If Had It Up to Here was a person, it was him. It was him. He was done. He was done. I mean, I've been on a plane with a screaming baby, and I'm pretty good at like toning shit out, and I be having my AirPods in, and I'm out. Not like I go right to sleep. I don't know what it is. I don't know how this happened or how this developed, but as soon as I get in my seat, my eyes is closed and I find my little groove in the seat and lean over and I be out. So I've been able to withstand.
I be missing the stewardess coming because I be wanting them little Delta, them little Biscoff cookies. I be missing the Biscoff cookies coming in. But there's been several times where I see somebody getting on a plane and
you see the baby, you be like,
damn, and I be like, God damn, what are you here to sit behind me? Right. And then it's like some people don't even have enough like you think it's cute that your baby wanna play on this. That's not cute to me. And I turn around and look at them to let them know that I'm not playing and this isn't cute. Get your baby off my seat. Like, and you gotta get them a look sometimes. Why I gotta do all that for you to get your child to like sit down?
Where's their binky? So that this can be a quiet, peaceful flight. Thank you.
Sir, I understand. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I wonder if anything is gonna come of that. If there's anybody like we saw you went viral for behaving this way on a plane, blah blah blah. I wonder because things happen and people are infamous. Yeah. And I'm just curious, like if there's going to be any sort of blowback or you know.
I haven't heard anything. It's been a lot of crazy stuff going on with flights lately. They already sky high, but
Girl.
there was designer. I saw he got arrested. He was apparently masturbating on the plane in first class. You didn't hear about that? So he had put out a statement saying that he was checking himself into rehab because of how he behaved on the flight, and he knew that he needed to get some help and blah blah blah. But now it came out this week that actually he was in first class beating his dick, and the stewardess asked him to stop and he wouldn't stop, and then they asked him to move from first class to like somewhere close to the back of the plane where some of his people were, so that they could monitor him. And when he got up, the Vaseline fell in the aisle. Just and then he said that the statement from the airline people, or this whole incident, said he told them that he had been in like Japan or something, and that he didn't get a lot of coochie while he was out there, and his shit was brick hard. Like, stuff like that is disgusting to me, because you are a sexual deviant, and that is disgusting. That's disgusting.
You had a lot of opportunity before you got on the plane
to take care of your business if that's what you needed to do to release yourself, sir. But in first class, and he told me the stewardess looked at him, or like, what did you think she was gonna do? To hop on top? Like, what? I don't even understand how a person could put themselves in a position to even want to be that aroused in first class. Like,
I don't want to.
Get you a private jet and get you a girl on the jet with you, sir. I don't know.
I'm not trying to get a nut off on a flight in front of people.
Right. Huh? It's weird. Then I saw there was this overweight girl saying that the airline needs to be offering people who are overweight a extra 2 or 3 seats so that it is accommodating and comfortable for them. So, because you eat yourself out of house and home, now you get a free seat and I got to pay? Hell no.
Wait.
Like, it's a flight. Okay, the seats is only going to be but so big. Like, if you can't fit in an airline seat, sweetie, you have bigger things that you need to be addressing, and it's not getting a free seat. Back away from the table. Get a meal plan, a workout partner or trainer or something. And then it's like, this is the thing that kind of just perturbs me about the whole situation with the man and the baby, is everybody always makes excuses for stupid stuff. Mm-hmm. You making excuses for the baby, but the man don't get any excuse, and you don't even know what his mental capacity to hear a baby crying for 40 minutes is.
Right.
People in the comments, when this girl was saying they should be offered free seats, says, well, it's hard for some people to lose weight. If you need 2 to 3 seats on a flight, nobody is going to accommodate that. Okay? It may be hard for people to lose weight, but it's not.
It's free.
It
doesn't, like, it's free to lose weight.
Like,
go run outside and slim down.
This generation, they so sensitive about stuff. It's sickening. It's really sickening.
Yeah. I need a free seat because my ass is wider than all outside, and I can comfortably fit in 2 seats.
The minute an airline decides to be accommodating and start giving free seats, I'm big too. Because when you booking the flight, what do you check? That you 500 pounds and so you need an extra 2 or 3 seats? Because flights be booked. So how are you going to get a free seat if the flight is booked? How is that going to work?
Right.
And what if the 2 free seats are in different locations? Somebody else now has to be inconvenienced and move from the window seat or the middle seat that they picked because your big ass is wide? No, y'all know I get the cussing when I get upset. So,
but that's bizarre. You saw this on TikTok, girl?
This is everywhere, girl. I saw it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
I'm gonna have to look this up because that girl's got a lot of nerve. I'm fat and I need 2 seats and one of them should be free. Girl, get your ass on. Get your ass on. No.
Some people were saying, I understand needing a certain type of accommodation because there's some people that's hella tall that the seat may be uncomfortable for them with their knees, but you just gotta pay extra and get in Comfort Plus or first class where there's a little bit more room. Mm-hmm. But a plane is what it is. Mm-hmm. The plane is not gonna be accommodating for everybody. Like, it's kind of like a generalized size, and you just gotta get in where you fit in.
If you can.
Yeah, if you can. And if you can't, you better do like Sheila and drive your ass up the mountain.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing.
You better get the ride, baby. Mm-mm.
Oh man. Well, that's unfortunate for that woman.
She need to lose some weight.
I
Said what I said.
Yeah. And
Don't nobody owe
honestly,
you no free seat because you eat too much. Okay.
honestly,
And
get
when
on
you
the
are big, there's a difference between not being able to lose weight and being so big that you need 2 and 3 seats. You need to back away from the table. You need to learn some self-control.
uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just like that man that was hooting and hollering because of that baby. He too could benefit from self-control. Just a lesson for all of us adults that do get on a plane. Chances are there might be a baby on there. Please know that when you see a baby or a toddler or whatever and you're on a Southwest flight, if you don't have to sit by the baby, don't sit by the baby.
I've
um the other
never
part.
flown Southwest.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, I mean, you know what airline I fly.
Are you a Delta
Delta, right?
girl? Um, no. When you get on a flight and there's a baby on there, a little motherfucker might cry. I mean, do you want
But
to go?
also, also parents got to be
And yeah,
like,
and let's pray for a parent that actually is like, we're gonna make this fucking shit rock, and our baby is gonna be content, quiet, and a joy to fly with. Like I'm gonna be attacking it like that.
mm-hmm.
You know, like, shoot, what's like? Come on, this about to be fun. I ain't about to make this miserable because I don't want to be the mom whose baby's crying. I'll be embarrassed as hell. Like, like, hush, damn,
Mm-hmm.
embarrassing me. Like, I don't want to be that parent. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think that situation is unfortunate all the way around. Just because, for the parent who was probably embarrassed, for the baby who clearly was in distress. I mean, 40 fucking minutes, Jesus. Um, and then the passenger that kind of was the only one that had the balls to be like, hey, are you guys going to address the passenger who has the baby that's been crying for 40 minutes? Is
Because
there,
I feel like the flight attendants should have went to try to see
yeah, is there
what's going
something we
on
can
over
help
here.
you with?
Right.
Can we
Yeah.
escort you back to the bathroom
Right.
and let you have that space back there for whatever, something. So
Yeah.
it's, I don't know that anybody was wrong. Could the man have conducted himself better? Yeah, he's a grown man, but a tin can.
But 40 minutes is a long
Oof,
time.
ooh, of a screaming baby, not like a cooing and just a little whine here and there, hollering.
Mm-hmm.
40 minutes. That's
Mm-hmm.
unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
unacceptable. Um, Speaking of unacceptable, Marques Houston and his child bride.
Not child bride,
Child
please.
bride, okay, because he married her when she was 19 years old. She was a smooth 19 walking down the aisle to marry this man who I want to say was 38 or 39 at the time. I
That's
believe 38.
disgusting.
I believe
That
he's
is
twice her age.
disgusting.
Yes. And he's been in the press giving interviews more or less, speaking about the love story. And I mean, he's defending
The
this shit.
grooming.
Yeah,
The grooming story.
he's telling the grooming story because ain't no love story. That girl was
Right.
19 and you was 38 years old. They have a baby. She's 2 or 3. I mean, the wife is currently 22 years old. And this motherfucker talking about she keeps me young and she's just really into God and like she's just very religious and we just really connected on a spiritual level and it's just like are you telling me that you're 19 years old or are you nasty? I mean, because it's not, it ain't both. It ain't
Mm-hmm.
both. Like, I don't, there's no way that you mentally you're stunted and you're 19 years old and this was the only person that you could connect with. And I know
A
this,
38-year-old man.
well, and then he had the nerve to say that women that are in his age come with baggage or have kids and, just said all kinds of like disparaging things more or less to support why he doesn't date a woman his age, as if every 38-year-old woman walking
Got
around here
kids.
has baggage and children. It's
Right.
just,
You could have got somebody your age that checked some of those boxes, that didn't have kids or didn't have a ton of baggage, particularly being, the person that you are able to meet a lot more people, or you able to just, you could have maneuvered different in the way that the way that you maneuvered towards a teenager, because you started messing with this girl before she was of age. 18, even that, to me, 18, 19, that's still a child. You still a baby.
What do you want
You
with
can't
an
even drink
18-year-old when you 38?
You can't even drink alcohol. You can't even get a rental car. Okay?
Like, what y'all talking about?
That girl haven't even lived her life.
No.
And you got her in there having your kids because she loved God and she ain't got no baggage. You're a groomer. You're a pet. To me, it's pedophilic, but
There's something ain't right, because I've never known Marques Houston. Well, he was involved with one girl from 702, but after her, like, I've never known him to be involved with anybody. And
these
so,
men be weirdos.
and I'm like, why is that?
Weirdos.
The one woman that you choose to be with and step out with publicly is not a woman that anybody knows, and she half your age, and you married her when she was 19. She couldn't even drink alcohol when you married her. And
What was her mom and her daddy thinking?
Apparently this young woman went missing when she was 15 years of age and fell off the face of the earth, and then magically just reappeared at 17, and that's when her and Marques Houston crossed paths. And then at 18, I guess he decided to say something to her, and then boom, 19, they getting married.
No, 18, he decided it was okay to publicly say that they had been dealing with each other, but he was messing with that girl before she turned 18.
Oh yeah, I firmly believe it. I just never thought that immature. And Batman, Marques Houston, the one I had the crush on when I was
Maybe
a
that's
kid.
why that was their group name.
Funny, immature. Like, I love me some Marques Houston. Even when he went solo and had his little solo, record or whatever, I loved all them little songs and shit. And now I'm like, I can't, I want to listen to your music.
And then it's like, you have to know what the optics are. And the fact that you keep doing all these interviews and talking about it as though you're going to convince people that it's okay. It's like,
or, but yeah, doubling down on that shit. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Did you see one of his bandmates released a statement and was like, "Hey, I'm not in agreement with anything that my bandmate, Romeo, he put a statement out and was like, there are so many of our fans who were raised by single women, and some of these women who are still our fans are single women who have children. I in no way support, my bandmates. I don't support that. I don't agree with that. I disagree. I would never disrespect, this group of women that is more or less the reason why we were able to still, go on tour 30 years later." So he came out
and I'm not saying there's any, I'm not saying there's not, like, he can want what he wants as far as someone that doesn't have children or someone who doesn't have baggage, because there's a lot of women we've talked about on the podcast. We would like to date a man who doesn't have children. However, we understand that at our age, the likelihood of that is slim. And so we're okay if a man has a child. We just don't want a man that got an infant baby.
Right. 1 and 11.
Yeah. And I'm not going to go run find a 20-year-old because it's likely that you don't have kids or baggage. Like, that's disgusting. We don't even, just, ew, no, move.
Okay. Right. It's gross, and I wonder if, like, you telling on yourself, you doing all this talking and you telling on yourself, and I just wonder.
But I think he's comfortable talking about it now because he knows that she is well of age. So it's like, what are y'all really gonna do? We're married, we have children.
Yeah, like, there's nothing illegal going on. You still a weirdo, nigga. And the law, I don't need the law for that.
Yeah.
We all know what it is, creepy motherfucker. God bless that young woman. I don't know what kind of situation she's in, but by 30, she's gonna be ready to get out. I'm sure.
She hasn't even done her living. She hasn't even done her.
Probably ready to get out now.
Right. She's done, like, where the girls trips at? Where the long club nights?
Probably doesn't have friends for that.
Where's the having fun? Where's the being on your own and a sense of independence?
No friends for that. No, ma'am.
So when she hit 30, he gonna be how old? 50?
58. No, that was bad math. 49.
I don't know how old he is now. Or she is.
I think he's 19 years older than her.
So he gonna be 50.
Yeah, 50.
49 is 50. He gonna be 50.
She gonna be 30. Living life. Body still looking good. Kids,
I don't even want a man that's 49 and I'm 36.
What if he fine though? Because I could do something with 49. A distinguished gentleman, salt and pepper.
If the what?
A distinguished gentleman that's a little bit salt and pepper.
But what if he 49 and don't want no kids though?
Oh, I'm gonna get one out of him.
You think you will?
Because you think you about to date this little young tender over here. This young tender want a baby nigga. So what's up? Okay, we gonna get one. Look, I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something. I hate you.
Yeah. So yeah, sad story. I have another lovely story about a husband-wife duo. This isn't a pedophile story though.
Okay.
This is about Pusha T and his wife.
Pickmeisha.
What did you call her?
Pickmeisha.
They're from Virginia. So you familiar with Pusha T in Virginia?
The Clips, Pharrell, yeah. Oh, no, they from down by the water though.
Down by the water. Okay. Well,
Pusha T is. Why, I don't know why every time I say that to somebody, they have that same response that you did. That's why Chris Brown names the show something. What is it?
Oh, something in the water.
Because that's what we call that area, down by the water.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Speaking of your fellow Virginians,
don't keep throwing me in the damn mix now. It ain't got nothing to do with Pickmeisha or her husband.
Pickmeisha, you are killing me. So anyway, she was doing like a question and answers thing or whatever, and somebody asked her how she felt about being like the wife of a rapper. And basically her response was, initially I felt out of place. Because I didn't wear the bodycon dresses. I didn't have a BBL and I wasn't like, rocking the cake face makeup or whatever. And she said,
so it sounds like she's insecure.
She said, but after some time, she more or less got a little bit more comfortable with herself and ended up feeling like she was pretty cool to begin with.
So like I said, she was insecure. So over time, you got comfortable with yourself.
So basically everybody saw this message. It made it on the Shade Room. People in the comments was going in. It made its way to Twitter. People was going in and, basically saying, oh, okay, sounds to me like you're insecure, as you pointed out. And then you've got some people that were like, oh my gosh, she's such a nice girl. She's real cool. One of the most down to earth people in the industry. She's not like that. She's not like that. And it's just kind of like, I think the point that people that you and the Pickmeisha and all of her little friends are missing is that you can say how you felt and the journey and how you moved through that without even bringing up anybody else. You didn't even have to bring up any other women. You didn't have to bring up any other women at all. But you chose
it really was it was an underhanded, diss.
I didn't look like the rest of these bitches out here, so that's how I felt.
And body. If you ain't had a body, girl, just say that.
And that's that. And that's that. You ain't built like the girls that can wear what they be wearing.
And if you know that ain't what your husband like, then why would you even care? But it's giving your husband his eyes be looking at something. You don't have nothing for your husband to look at. It's what it's giving.
I mean, if your husband is in the room with the likes of the Nas's and the Jay-Z's and all of the tip top rappers who've got these big banging beautiful women, then you need to look at your husband and be like, okay, who's the stylist that I can hire so I can be put together for when I show up in the room? Because you don't have to have a BBL, and you don't have to have
Right.
a body con, and you don't have to have a
Right.
fake face and makeup to show up in a motherfucking room looking like something.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or maybe you just ain't got the juice, honey.
Can't relate, because I just know me. When I go out with a man, I ain't worried about these other bitches. I know what this man. I know he looks like he's lucky to be out with me.
I'm the arm candy. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about I didn't have the body con and the BBL and the cake face. Oh, girl, you was a simpleton.
Because the men and the women gonna let him know he out with something, because they looking too.
You more or
Why
less
would I be
said.
insecure about what they looking like, and I know what I look like?
You
I
more or
know
less
what I look
said.
like.
I
I know what I look
I'm a
like.
simpleton. I'm a simpleton, and I looked like a simpleton when I was in the room, and that made me uncomfortable because I was a simpleton. You could have said that.
Mm-hmm.
Still not talking about another woman. Or hey, you know what? Me and my man's love story is unique. I'm just a regular girl doing regular things who met a man who was doing extraordinary things, and I ended up in this room, and it was an adjustment for a while, but I got my shit together. I mean, there's so many ways to answer that question, and I follow her on Instagram.
Do you?
I do.
I don't even know who that girl is.
I mean, she's like she's one of the low key rapper girlfriend, rapper wife. She don't be out in the mix. She doesn't do the most. I personally think she can dress. I liked her sense of style. I think she seems cool. But after reading her little,
Maybe she didn't always have that sense of style, like when she first.
oh no, she came into money, girl. And let's
Yeah.
and her and Pusha T are 10 years apart, so she was young
Oh,
and
really?
yeah. So stop acting like, oh, I wasn't the
Who's
rapper.
older?
He is.
Oh.
So just stop acting like you wasn't 20 and that nigga wasn't 30.
Mm.
So you might not have been walking around looking like cake face with the body con and stuff, but what were you doing? What was you doing? Cause you got your man, he 10 years older than you, he's a rapper. So what was you doing? You wasn't sitting there being some prim and proper whatever with your
Right.
little tennis skirt and your little fucking racket and shit.
See,
No.
that would have made more sense to me if she was 10 years older, but you younger than him. Talking
No, no,
about,
man,
like,
no.
girl, okay, girl.
You was out here. You were engaging in activities similar to the young women that might be in the body con with the cake face.
And like I said, she was insecure. She didn't feel as though she measured up. But you
Mm-hmm.
didn't have to take no dig at the girls that was there with the BBLs
Mm-hmm.
and the cake faces and the body cons, because I'm sure they was stepping.
I bet the bitches was looking cute, and here's the other thing. Some of those women that are in the room probably more insecure than you.
Hmm.
But you over here,
Mm-hmm.
but you over here worried about the wrong things. And why you call her a Pickmeisha?
Can't relate, cause girl, she wanted people to be like, yeah, girl, cause them girls with the BBLs and that's all they want to wear is girl.
I wouldn't be surprised if your man
That's the real tea.
done
That's the real tea.
done clap some BBL cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be surprised.
You got the money, girl. Go get you one. Shit.
I mean, you could hire a full staff to get you snatched the natural way.
Mm-hmm.
Since you want to be like, I'm not like, okay, well.
Like I said, after I finish having my kids, my husband better have his coin lined up and ready to go, because I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
that fupa cut off and sucked in. I'm not going to be spinning my wheels. I see so many people now doing all this heavy lifting and all this working out, which is great, because we need, heart health is a thing that you need to do in the gym, regardless of if you get surgery, to have your body look the way you want it to look anyway.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But some stuff just not going to get fixed. It's just not. Particularly after you've had children. Like, some shit just
Yeah.
not going to go away. That fat going to be there.
Yeah.
That hanging stuff going to be there. That fupa going to be there. I ain't fooling with none of that.
She said, "It's gotta go.
Hmm.
It's gotta go." Speaking
Sprinkle,
of
sprinkle.
Sprinkle, sprinkle, stop.
Have you seen her videos?
Who?
Girl, you haven't seen a girl that the lady that be talking about like dating and how to deal with these men, and she'll drop a line and be like, sprinkle, sprinkle. Pascha, please.
I think I've seen her tell one story, but I can't remember what the story was
girl,
about.
they all over TikTok. You gotta come to the other
I
side,
don't be on TikTok. I be on Twitter.
You need to get on TikTok. Come over here. It's fun. Life is being lived.
Just like play with us, hang with us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So that's
actually caption on this real picture thing that I just posted. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
I think I've seen that. Okay, I'll have to look her up. But I feel like I've seen a video that she's done.
Girl, it's a ton.
I just don't know what she was talking about.
She actually gives me female Kevin Samuels vibes.
Really? That's funny. Interesting. Speaking of Kevin Samuels, because he probably used to like Kevin Samuels, Tory Lanez.
And so you think Tory Lanez used to like Kevin Samuels?
Probably.
I don't know if I didn't mind Kevin Samuels.
What, girl?
Because Kevin told he said a lot of things that our community needed to hear, whether it was addressed to the men or to the women, that he didn't always have the kindest delivery.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I think he was reaching and overstepping.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I ain't mad at Kevin Samuels.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't really subscribe to anything he had going on. I saw a couple clips and I was like, he's talking that bullshit. And then he died.
But the most controversial stuff is the stuff that people hear the most. But if you really watch his videos, he get into the men now and how they messing up.
Oh, he does.
What they need to be doing different to be courting women and the type of women. Like, y'all be one of these 5-star top tier women and you a trash man.
Y'all 1 star.
You can't afford the lifestyle that these women are able to afford for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Why you think you're gonna get that?
Right.
You're not.
Right. At all. So stop trying. Well, I feel like Tory Lanez probably would have liked him. But anyway, he's trying to get out of jail. It's not gonna happen, I don't think. Not right now.
Well, definitely not right now. He keep trying to get this appeal hearing, and they keep
I don't even
it back, and
I don't even know what's going on with the court case, just because I don't care.
Well, according to him, he put out this lengthy letter, this public letter he put out, and he basically was saying that there were so many things that, first of all, he has now, but he never should have allowed his lawyers to not put him on the stand. He should have gotten on the stand and told his own story. Especially now that he's saying that there's a lot of things that the district attorney didn't present and suppressed, but that's kind of his job. He's trying to get you locked up. And so if you felt like those things needed to be heard or were worth mentioning, you should have got on the stand. Your lawyer should have presented them. So it's kind of like too little too late. Like,
yeah. Well, Megan is on the latest cover of Elle magazine, and this is her first interview since the verdict. And when was that read? Back in December? Was it in December? It might even been September, but Megan has largely remained out of the public eye. She's only recently started to reemerge, and so her first cover was with Elle magazine, and she more or less kind of talked about what she's been doing since the verdict was read. I know you and I have talked about this offline, how you are tired of the conversation always being about this, and how you're ready for us to more or less move on. And
we've been talking about this for 3 years, y'all.
Yes, since July 2020, for real. What I can confirm via this article that this interview was the last time that Megan was going to address and discuss
It's
the
not gonna
incident
be.
with Tory Lanez. She said
It's
that
not
this
gonna
is
be.
it. It was like a footnote, like this Megan has acknowledged that this is the last time she's going to be speaking about it, and most of the article was about what she's been doing to kind of stay healthy mentally and kind of move past all of the craziness and change the narrative. The conversation has been about the shooting, who she fucking, ex best friends, and all of this craziness, and she's ready to get back to the music. And
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to let's move on.
I'm with that.
Because
I'm ready to get back to the music too.
at this point, Megan Thee Stallion, I don't even want to know when the last time she put music out was, or music that was worth listening to. Not this TikTok teeny bopper, put a TikTok dance, shucking and jiving all over the internet
Not
thing
shucking and
music is.
jiving.
But Megan is like, I wanted her. She took the time she needed. She was out of the limelight. She didn't post. She didn't talk. She wouldn't sing. And so for her to come back on the scene and she do her first interview and she's talking about this, I am tired. I wanted it to be, I was gone. Y'all know why I was gone. I've been vindicated and I ain't got shit to say because what I told y'all was the truth was the truth. I didn't want her to say anything about it.
Yeah.
Now she's talking about it. She said it's going to be the last time she's talking about it. But I don't believe that. I think with Tory trying to get this appeal, she ain't gonna have no choice but to keep talking about it. I'm tired of seeing her in the news with Carl and Jay Prince and 1501 and who's getting paid, who's stealing money, and who's lying. Megan Thee Stallion is just a litigation to me at this point. I don't even know if the girl do music anymore. I'm tired of talking about Megan
is
and
all of
hearing
that
about court cases.
is that all her fault though? The stuff that's going on with her label, I mean, it doesn't seem like
all her fault.
It doesn't seem like she pays them any mind.
Right. It's not all her fault, but because it's not her fault and it is going to be discussed, we've heard enough. I think it would have been great for her to come out and not keep talking about the situation with Tory. And now we still talking about the situation with Carl. I wanted you to tell me how many songs you made. I wanted you to tell me the collabs that you did, the project that you get ready to drop, the tour you thinking about doing once you drop the. I would have loved to hear about that because Megan Thee Stallion is a rapper.
I wonder
Where's the rap?
I wonder if she's got to be careful with disclosing what she's working on, so that 1501 can't try to like sue or get something off, or take something off the top of whatever she about to earn. I mean,
that she could have talked about it because whatever the contract is, any projects that she drops within a certain amount of time, like she signed a contract to do X amount of albums or X amount of EPs.
So she's out of the contract with 1501.
So she got to fulfill that contractual obligation either way.
Has she though? Because I think maybe if she still has something to fulfill, maybe she ain't telling them everything where they were trying to do some fuck shit and keep her in the contract longer, and then it just fuck up whatever stuff she's got.
All I know is I've become not so much of a fan of Megan Thee Stallion. If she get Tina Snow back, let's get to it. I actually listened to Tina Snow the other day when I was in the car.
You was jamming, huh?
Yes. Bars.
You was jamming.
Riding that beat. Okay.
Yes, I hope that whatever new music we get after all of this is very much in the vein of Tina Snow. That is who I fell in love with. We love a pop crossover hit, whatever, but we're done with that.
Crossover. Don't say we. I don't know who we is.
We're done with that. I mean, all the rap girls do it. Nicki did it. Lotto's doing it right now.
Girl, rap is so whack right now. Like it's so whack. Like everybody like. Even like with I don't like Lotto. It's like everything everybody does is like for clicks and blog posts, and it's like, where is the music? You know who I'm a fan of right now is Ken the Man. Ken the Man is stepping on these girls' necks quietly. Everybody wants to be, oh, Nicki this, Nicki that, Ice Spice. It's like all that shit is
boy's
garbage.
A liar. The boy's a liar. I like
that stuff is garbage, and I don't even really care for Nicki Minaj being. Just her whole, I just feel like Nicki Minaj, and we talked about this before when we talked about music on another episode. Nicki Minaj is up there when we talk about greats, Drake, Beyonce, and this stuff that she doing with these little girls who fiending for her attention, Ice Spice and Lotto and Coi Leray and Asian Doll and Dream Doll and Dummy Doll. Girl, you don't even talking to these hoes.
Dummy dog.
They shouldn't even feel like they can address you. Do you hear these people out here talking about they coming for Beyonce and they want to? No, it's not attainable. You know why? Beyonce has been put on a pedestal and she stays there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
In her lane.
The other girl's not even close to being there. But Nicki Minaj keep coming down and addressing the peasants.
Yep. Yeah, I wish that if I had my dream job and lived in a perfect world, I could have joined Nicki's team when Cardi B was on her come up. Because Nicki was spiraling out of control as Cardi B's star was rising. She was fucking losing it. And she was, she was just doing the most. And I was like, you are, aside from like Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, and all the women who were like big in the 90s, you more or less are the reason why the rap girlies are rap girlying, right now. So, Beyonce could have been, shook about Rihanna. She could have felt a way about the Tinashes and the Tiana Taylor. Like there are plenty of women out here that are killing it, that, make good music and that have huge fan followings and have reached a lot of success, that she could have been shook about and it could have been stank and been a whole diva and behaved, like a loser. She could have did all of that, but she didn't. And so I wish Nicki would have been a little bit more I don't want to say humble, but gracious. I think that would
she just would have been quiet.
That too. I think that would have served her very well.
Quiet made the rap girlies feel like they would be on even footing at some point.
They would never know that I was scrambling to figure out how to remain relevant, which is what I feel Nicki has been doing for the last 2 to 3 years. She has been scrambling, throwing shit to the wall to see what sticks, and in trying to more or less bully her way into what's going on right now and be like, I'm the queen and blah blah, and it's me. Girl, we not fucking with the music right now. What you doing? Who you making music with? Why don't you just sit back? Let's work on your aesthetic. Let's get rid of the pink shit. You 40 years old. I'm not saying that, I don't want to be ageist, because I don't want to say that Nicki doesn't have a right to be out here making music and commanding a stage. But I like Nicki with the wingtip, with the fucking middle part bust down. Like that, that's a look. Like, you need to be in couture. You need to be in all of the fashions. You stop putting
not the pink wig.
Get
with
that,
the bang,
the ill-fitting clothing, the shit that don't fit, the balls and all of that. We're done with that. We're done with that, because the fans of yours who've grown,
they've aged out of that.
They've aged out of this other bullshit. And so you got girls like, Lotto and Cardi and Megan Thee Stallion who are showing up with a different kind of an aesthetic. They might be younger, but the aesthetic is very much grown women, bad bitch, and there's not this kitty, fruit, pinky, barb shit happening. that Nicki could really go without, to be honest. And
what do you think about her signing Ice Spice?
I wish Ice Spice didn't do that.
You wish Ice Spice didn't do it, or you wish Nicki didn't?
I wish Ice Spice didn't do that.
I wish both didn't do that, but more so I wish Nicki didn't do that, because it's almost like you signing someone, they are going to be viewed as you seeing them as your successor, and she's not it.
Well, are you going to be watching Ice Spice, everything that Ice Spice does, and start taking things from her, and then more or less, using those for you and your team and your creative direction to get somewhere? Like, I'm just hoping that she didn't.
Well, she definitely doesn't need the bars, because they're not even on the same playing field when it comes to rap lyrics.
No, but people are, that song, that Boy's a Liar shit and that Boy's a Munch and whatever, that people are going the fuck up for that.
Boy's a Munch.
Whatever, what's it called?
That nigga's a munch.
Yeah, that.
You thought it was feeling you?
Yeah.
That nigga's a munch. Like, girl, come on. So, you really like that girl? I feel like
no, I like The Boy is a Liar. That is the song I like. It is one song.
I don't like teeny bopper shit.
The Boy's a Liar. That should be going off in the club.
I don't like. Do you even really like that girl for her lyrics, or did you just hop on because she was like a trendy thing at the time with the boys? Because like to me, like why you did like somebody like Ken the Man is more of a successor as far as somebody got real rap skills, somebody really got the look, somebody really got the fashions, somebody really can step on these bitches' necks.
Yeah.
Ice Spice ain't stepping on these. Ice Spice is not. Look, you can't put Ice Spice head to head with Meg Thee Stallion. You can't.
No.
And I just feel like whoever she signed was more like a successor, and that's not her.
I don't know what Nicki's doing.
I don't know what she do. Why you sign that damn girl? Out of all the people you could have signed, why you sign that damn girl?
I would.
That girl can't make an album and people really like her whole album. She one of them people that got a couple hits here and there, and we kind of forget about her.
Again, I don't know that was a good idea for Ice Spice, and after thinking about it, probably not a good idea for Nicki. And I hope that is a business relationship that doesn't sour, that turns Nicki into like more of a monster and
A mean girl.
yeah, and then kind of sidelines Ice Spice's career. So
I don't think Ice Spice it has a viable. She don't have. No.
You funny.
No. Like when I think of the rap girls who actually get it and actually do it and can actually like hang with the best of them, I think of Meg Thee Stallion, Say What You Want, whether she writes her own or not, Cardi B, Cash Doll. I'm not a fan of Lotto, but I could see her there.
I love Lotto. Lotto's the shit.
And like I said, Ken the Man. To me, Lotto not seeing Ken the Man. When we talk about bars, when we talk about like a whole put together package, if we had to take Lotto and her put an album together and Ken the Man. Oh, okay.
I like Mona Leo too.
Don't know her.
You don't know who Mona Leo? What about Flo Milli? You don't like her?
Heard of her.
Okay.
But like you said, there's plenty of other people like out of that pick of the litter, and not that she could have picked all of them because Lotto got her own thing, Meg Thee Stallion got her own thing. But like out of all those people that we just named, you picked Ice Spice. You really think that girl got a future as a rap like Ice Spice? She got a look that people like, that little red fro, whatever it is that she got
the
going.
Annie joint.
But even like them being like, I don't know if there's a video or it's just like a Instagram, something they posted on Instagram of them twerking. Nicki, why are you twerking with that little girl? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Being a loser. Because girl, what? I just think I don't want to say too old, but come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Man, well, I have to say we had quite the number of topics to get through today. There was like I felt like I was writing down stuff. Every time I turn around, ooh, we need to talk about that on the podcast. Ooh, we need to talk about that on the podcast. So I was happy to see you run a show because you had everything on there, girl. And there was a lot of shit that happened, especially the Pusha T conversation I definitely wanted to have because I wanted your thoughts on that. And then also the angry passenger because that was fucking hilarious.
That's when that man says, "So is the baby." I laughed. Girl, I was weak in the knees.
He was mad. He was mad as fuck. I mean, shit. We're all human. We are all human. And I think that we are all allowed one temper tantrum a year. And he chose that day to have it.
Have you had your temper tantrum for the year?
On Thursday.
Okay.
But it was
more. Was that really a temper tantrum though?
It was more distress.
Okay.
It wasn't a temper tantrum.
Okay.
I think my temper tantrum is when I didn't get my bonus.
Okay.
That I'm gonna get.
Have I had my temper tantrum for the year? I don't think I have.
Good.
So be on the lookout.
Right, I was gonna say. So tread lightly, okay? Tread lightly when you deal with my friend Joy. She might cuss you out like that old man.
So what you got going on this week coming up, friend?
Work. Yay. I gotta go into the office 3 days this week, and I really kind of gotta lock in and see what we're gonna do to move forward. Because we moving forward. Our office, my office in Chicago, is actually fully operational, which is a silver lining in all of this in the shit storm.
Does that mean you're going to be having to go into the office more often?
I think we're going to make an effort to go in one more day. We only go in the office 2 days a week. We're going to go in a third day just because we do have a couple of new people that we might hire. And we have an apprentice on our team, which is like a paid intern, who we can kind of rope in to really like help, basically, because we need help. We got fucked over the weekend. So that's pretty much how my week is gonna go. I have no weekend plans. I've just been I've been living in an episode of Succession, so I haven't really I can't even think straight about, like,
I don't know what I don't know what Succession is. What is that?
It's the greatest show on television.
What network is it on?
HBO Max, and it is a show about a media mogul and his kids. It's white drama mess. But really, really good, really, really funny. And it's in a corporate American setting, and there's bullshit that happens. And I just feel like I've been in an episode of that TV show. But all of that aside, it's just going to be a busy week for work. Next week, I have some work stuff. It's business as usual. And then my cousin is celebrating her 21st birthday in Vegas, so I'm gonna pull up. So I'm gonna be
okay.
Yeah, we're also it's quiet for a couple of weeks, which I think is okay. I kind of need that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next episode, let me just tell y'all now. Next episode, well, I don't know. Let me tell you what I got going on for the week. My mom and my brother will be here this weekend.
It's gonna be fun. You're not excited?
Not really, because what are we even doing? What are we finna do? They wanted to come, so they booked the flight. So okay,
go walk on that area where we was walking at.
Definitely will do that. Me and my brother will get a drink. The following weekend, my friend is coming. It'll be like Cinco de Mayo weekend. A little birdie told me I might see my other home girl.
It's possible.
Okay, we'll talk more after the show. And well, my brother is coming this week because his birthday is next weekend, but he'll be like kind of in and out of work.
Okay.
So we'll be celebrating his birthday. My baby gonna be 23.
Hey, grown up.
And maybe we'll have a dating update next show. Maybe, y'all. Maybe.
Okay. I can't even think straight. So the only thing that I'm going to be talking about in the coming weeks is my job. Just FYI, everybody.
Yeah, I got some more stuff coming up. Some big news to share, but we'll share it when it's shareable.
We'll share it when it's shareable. I know that's right. Well, that's all I got, girl. I mean, you know where my head is.
You know what we're gonna talk about next week? We're gonna talk about this section of my head next week.
Okay.
There's a story behind it. There's a story. We're gonna talk about this, and we're gonna talk about my teeth. That's what I want to talk about next week.
Okay. And I want to talk about my double chin. Hopefully we gone.
Ladies, be ready for next week's episode. We're gonna talk about some cosmetic things, and
I want to do that chin surgery where they just like get rid of my double chin, because it's like I'm not fat, but it's a double chin. It doesn't make sense. It's like
it's just because we're getting older and our skin's losing elasticity.
Like 1 + 1 = 4, and it's like I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't like it. So okay, I'm ready for next week.
Okay, friends, it was great catching up with you. Hopefully, we'll be able to get our episode uploaded on the tube.
Yes, and
I still have. I'm saving out hope. I left a story on the Same Difference Podcast Instagram page just talking about the technical difficulties that we had with last week's episode. So I'm going to try one more thing, see if we can get it to a point where we are comfortable with it being on YouTube. And if so, it'll just be a double upload, 21 and 22 together on Wednesday. If not, it's on streaming platforms, wherever you can stream the platform. Follow me on not Instagram. Instagram get on my nerves. Follow me on TikTok. It was always joy. And that's where you can catch me in between episodes.
All right. I'm at Passionista on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm never on the TikTok. You guys.
I'm trying to get her there. And I'm gonna send you some sprinkles so you know who this lady is and what she's talking about.
Okay. And I've been on like this Instagram hiatus in part because I'm in distress. So I am there though. I am there. You can find me there. You shoot me a DM, say something to me on Twitter, say something to me on TikTok. I mean, it might pop up on my phone and I might be like, ooh, let me see what Raheem 79000 had to say. But yes, at Passionista, PASCHANISTA.
That reminds me real quick. You know how if you're on TikTok, you know how when you get on TikTok and sometimes they don't have like an actual username, it'll say like user 86789101112 30 40 50. Let me tell you something about me. My sister calls me Detective Jordan. I don't care what their username say. I can figure out who it is. I see somebody that's been looking at my stuff. I know you've been looking at my page.
Uh-oh.
We'll talk after the show. But okay, y'all. See y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.